So here's an example that you could use for the Great Trig Identity Challenge. This is my example. I'm going to start things off with sine of x. And now I need to come up with ways to disguise this function. So I'm going to basically write a proof with several steps here, no more than 5. I think I'll start mine off by rewriting sine of x as 1 over cosecant x. That's a pretty good disguise. Now I take a look at that and I need to decide how do I want to change that. I think I'm going to take that 1 and I'm going to rewrite that as sine squared plus cosine squared. So I write that right there, sine squared plus cosine squared, and that's still over cosecant. You can see here my second step is still equal to the original sine of x, but it's been disguised basically as 2 layers of disguise now. Now I need to come up with a way to disguise this. I think I'm going to go ahead and break this into 2 fractions. Now, if I do that, I'm going to need both of those fractions are going to have the same denominator, cosecant x, and the numerator of each fraction then is going to be sine squared and cosine squared. So it should end up like this. And if you were to work backward, you would see that combining those fractions, if I was to add those 2 fractions back together, I would end up with the step before this one. So that works algebraically. And now I'm going to come up with another way to disguise this. I see that I have cosecant in the denominator of my left fraction, and so I'm going to rewrite that as sine in the numerator, which means I really have sine cubed x and then plus cosine squared x over cosecant x. I think I'm pretty happy with that. I'm going to leave that as my disguise. This is basically a 4-step disguise right here. And so I'm going to put a box around the disguise. My original function was sine of x. And now I could place this disguise in front of somebody and have them try to solve it back to sine. So that's what we'll be doing here in the next couple days. Once you've finished with your first disguise, then you can just draw a line across your paper like this and start with a new function. Go ahead and do the same thing, like 3 functions to be disguised on the paper that you turn in. So you would just draw a line like this. I'll use tangent as my next one. Then I would start and just follow that same process. Yours should look a lot like this right here.